Hello student, in this module I'm going to teach you about the types of the hegemony, uh, that means the forms of the hegemony. So you all get an idea from our previous module that what is hegemony. In this module we have to learn about the different types of the hegemony. So let's begin with our topic. Before we go through with the types of the hegemony, first we have to know what is hegemony. I hope from the previous few videos you all get an idea about the hegemony, but let's recap once. Hegemony is nothing but one kind of domination which is done by one superpower over the others, whether in the field of military, economic, culture. So basically the term hegemony is a domination by only one superpower. Means after the disintegration of the USSR, you all know that there is only one superpower, which is US. So when in the world there is only one superpower exists in any area, then they try to dominate to the others countries, and whether in the field of, you can say, in military, economic and cultural time. So hegemony is one kind of domination. So, and it is also known as the unipolar system. Why? Now, after the disintegration of the Soviet Union, the world get one and only one pole. You all know that when there is a Cold War, we get two pole. That is, one is USA and another is USSR. But after breaking down of the after disintegration of the Soviet Union, it's obvious that after disintegration of one pole, only the one particular pole, that is USA, that exists. And for this reason, the USA system is known as unipolar system. Now we have to know that first we have to know the different types of the hegemony, then we go to one by one in a details. Let's know that what are the types of the hegemony. Hegemony is also we get as a hard power. So hegemony as a hard power is the first type, structural power and software. So we have three types of hegemony. One is hard power hegemony, second is structural power hegemony, third is soft power hegemony. Let's start with the first topic, first types of hegemony, that is hard hegemony. Before we go through with the topic one in a detail, first let I know give you the information that hard hegemony, why it is called hard hegemony. Hard hegemony refers to the military power of the countries. You all know that military, when the term military will come, along with the military there is come gun, there is come weapons, there is come fightings, war, etc. So these all are include in the bucket of hard. So this is all called as a hard ones. For that reason, whenever you heard the term hard power, you have to be keep in mind that that is talk about the military power. So hegemony as a hard power of USA means the military power. You all very well known from the previous module that USA have a very uh, USSR and USA both have a very strong military groups. So as the breaking of the USSR, which is also known as the largest largest military power in the world, after disintegration of that, the USA was the second military power. So for that reason, the USA is right now one and only who have the power of the military capabilities. Means the USA's military have that kind of capabilities that they can hit, they can target any part of the planet with an appropriate time. Means the USA today have that power, the US's military have that power that they can target at any country, they can attack any country and no one will defeat them, no one will have the power to protect them. So US's military capabilities are very strong, very high, rather than any other country's capabilities. A large chunk of Pentagon's budget goes into the military research and development. In the 9/11 attack, I hope you learned from that there is a one building which is known as the Pentagon building, and that is the defense building. So USA are always take care that within their budget, within their money, huge amount of the percentage of budget will goes for the military research and development. Means the USA are spending their money, a large amount of money are spending only for purchasing the military costumes, for making the military's accessories, for developing its technology through the weapons, new types of weapons. That means you can say that as military is a very strong of the USA, and behind this thing only they are using the money on, they are spending their money upon the military one. For that reason the USA military have the capacities, huge amount of strong capacities to do anything upon the different countries. The USA alone spend, means if I'm talking about the whole world, in that whole world the USA, what they spending over their military capacities, this is not actually in the hand of the 12 countries combined. Means if you combine the 12 countries money or expenditure, that means sum of 12 countries expenditure is equal to USA's expenditure on military. So from you can imagine that the 12 countries, combining of the 12 countries, the money, what is the money come out, what they spend for their countries, that part equal to the USA alone are spending only that part in the military one. So from this topic I hope you from this point I hope you understand, or you get an idea that how much money they are spending to the military, that the 12 countries money spending all over their countries spending is equal to only the military spending money of the USA. Military dominance of the USA is not just based on the higher military spending, but on the, we cannot say that the USA military are so strong as because the USA only they are spending the money, for that only the USA have a higher or strongest military in the world. But not only that, USA along with their spending money, USA also have the qualitative gap of technology which we don't have. That means the US's government, they are giving best and best technological weapons to their military, and which we are not affordable for. So for that reason we say that military of the USA are strong by two reasons. One is as the USA government is spending lots of money to them, and second, the USA are giving the best technological technolified quality types of weapons or quality types of technology which they use during the time of the war. From the previous model you get an idea that the USA during the time of the war, they are not sending their militaries, they are sending the smart bombs and the computer bombs, so that they have a huge technology, qualitative technology which other countries don't have. So that previous one is talk about the hard power. Now we come as a structural power. Now what is structural power? Structural power is nothing, it is refers to the architecture or its infrastructure. So the USA are dominated not only with their military power, that is a hard power, but also it can dominate, it is dominated by its infrastructure, because we all know that along with the strong military, USA have also a strong infrastructure. So let's know what kind of infrastructure, what kinds of structural power the USA have. The first one is that you all heard about GPS. In your phone, you are, whenever you go for any unknown place, you are using map by through the GPS. Whenever you want to search any place, you are using your location, you are using your GPS. So basically GPS is, you know about because it is in your, nowadays it is in our mobile, in our laptops, in our smartwatch, everywhere. So this concept that was created by the USA. So USA is playing a lead role in providing public goods. This kind of system are generated by the USA. So from this, I hope you all imagine that how much technified country USA are. So GPS system is there. Let me give you one important information which is not in your NCRT, that uh, beforehand, during the time of the Kargil war, that is 1990, 1999, that timing. The we all Indians are, not only India, many other countries are depending upon the GPS system of the USA. That means in GPS, the USA are giving the direction through its satellite. We all, most of the countries, those who are developing countries, they are somehow are depending upon the GPS system of the USA. But during the time of the Kargil, first Kargil, that in 1999, during that time, our USA are not providing, they are not helping India by giving the exact position direction by through its GPS system of the Pakistan. That time they totally neglected, and not they are not at all are helping the India. During that time, the India scientists, they agreed, they fixed that they have to also make some kind of this system, so that they should not be depending upon the USA during the time of the war. And right now we Indian also are following, we have 7 satellites where we get the GPS system. So now we are not at all uh, dependence upon the GPS system of the USA. So this is one small information which I have to want to share with you. Next one is SLOC. That is SLOC. That means sea lanes of communication. I hope you all know that whenever the merchant navies or any navies, they are doing their business in the path of the, in the way of the water, they have to follow, there is some rules and regulations of the some rules regulations are creating for following, and along with that every country have to follow that rules and regulation of the sea path. And as well as they have to follow the direction which is made by the sea path sea path owners, and this will made by the USA. The USA launches slog, that is sea lanes of communication, means whatever the rules regulation, the trades, any kind of policies, the direction, everything. If you want to do the business in a sea path, in a waterways, then you have to follow the rules and regulation which the USA made. So from this you understand that the USA somehow have a very good infrastructure by which they are dominated the others country. Even what we are using today, you all are using today internet, and that internet was controlled by the USA during that time. Even right now also Google, Microsoft, these all what we are using, that is the under the control of the USA. So they are really a very technified country. Not only with the infrastructure, even if you calculate that the economical world, if you calculate about the financial one, I must say that the USA are sharing, they shared their world economic by 28%. Means if we are dividing the world economic into according to the country's contribution, so USA share its almost 28% of the share upon the world market. So USA has an enormous share in the world economy. Whatever the world finance are there, the monies are there, among that monies 28% singly it in the hand of the USA, and rest percentage are divided by the almost more than 128 states or more than that states. USA also account for 15% of the world trade. Whatever the world trade or business are going on, among that business share, 15% shares are in the hand of the USA. They captured the world trade. So basically, the world trades policies, rules, all are going on, all are uh, controlled by the USA, as they have 15% of the world trade share. And USA is the only one who at first discovered the MBA courses or the business school. USA always believe that they discovered that whatever the business a person wanted to do the business, that we can study, that we can taught in the teach in the any universities also. So in 1990 the USA started its first MBA courses or business school. After 1990, almost 50 years back, that is in 1950, the others country started to establish establishing, started to continue in this kind of course. But before 1950, in 1990, the I mean, 50 years ago, the US the USA already they started and they discovered this kind of courses also. So, and not only that courses, IMF, World Bank, WTO, these all institution by which the peoples are the others countries are run, that are control of the USA, means in any timing the USA they can deny to giving money to any country through the IMF, World Bank, and WTO. If USA are denied that to the World Bank, they order to the World Bank not to give to the money to India, then India also not getting a money from the World Bank. So IMF, World Bank, WTO, these all are under the control of the USA. So from this you can understand that what are the military power and what are the infrastructure power of the USA, how much it is well equipped, well strong, and well infertile. Now it's all about the soft power. The previous two power, that is the hard power and structural power, that is somehow the USA are forcing to upon the countries, but soft power is a power which they are not forcing, even we people are by own self are inculcate in that. In the previous two power, the peoples are somehow they are forced, they are dominated to maintain that thing. But soft power is a power in which the people are by own self are wanted to take it in their life, inculcate in their life. Now what is that soft power? So here soft power are regarding about the culture. From the globalization chapter, I hope you all get an idea that the peoples are, after the globalization, the peoples are somehow are they inculcated the Western culture into their life. So it is all about the software. So USA not only about their military and infrastructure, USA also are succeed to establish, to dominate along by their culture into each and every peoples. Nowadays, what are the software? Dress and food, you all know that nowadays we are wearing the blue jeans. This blue jeans concept that was come with the concept of the USA, and nowadays we all are very used to with this Western kind of dresses, blue jeans and different kinds of dresses, and that is somehow it's a given by the USA, and we are somehow dominated by own by our for maintaining our comfortable with the USA hegemony, soft power. Food, we also right now we are using that kind of, we are grabbing that kind of food which is not in our culture also. Language, see, right now I'm talking to you in a English communication. So somehow we are also in our day-to-day life we are using our the soft power of the USA by the different languages. We generation are very much used to with that. We are try to seen we are try to use the English so that we are proudly say that we know English and we are cope up with the competition of the world. Not only we but every countries they are using this language, their language as a communication. So from this we can say that somehow we are affected with their culture. Festival, nowadays we all are maintaining, we all are celebrating their festival like New Year, Valentine Day, their Easts, different kinds of things. So we can say that these are some festivals which is not in our inculcate in our culture, but still we are celebrating as because we are hegemonized with the soft power of the US. Songs and movies, we are very much in your if you survey that in a most of the people's in phone or anywhere they are listening the songs, the songs and movies which is come from the Hollywood. So we are preferred, we are think we are proud of that. We are even some are don't know the wordings and their meaning, but still that is very much popular. Even their songs and their movies are get liked by so many peoples rather than in our own songs and movies. Ideology, Previously, before the disintegration, we are following the communist and socialism. But after the disintegration, it is only the soft power that we slowly and steadily we are inculcating the ideology of capitalism and liberal democracy in our day-to-day life. So these are basically the soft power of the US hegemony. But now that is the previous slides are all about the constant on the American power. Now we have to know that there is some limitation whenever the USA uh, try to given this kind of try to capture this kind of power, try to implement this kind of power, they have to be nowadays they have to face lots of things. Why, what are that limitation, or what are their problem arises during the implementation of this power? Let's start with the first thing, that the first one is that institutional architecture. Now, what is institutional architecture? USA breaks the power distribution upon the three branches. You all know that, just as similar to our country, you also have three branches of government, that is executive, legislative, and the judiciary. So right now, what the USA do, the USA wanted to capture that three branches of power, not giving any kind of power. That means the American military power are controlled by the executive. Ministers are controlling the militaries. The ministers are making the rules and regulations of them for the ministries, for the army, and the armies are not by alone or by freely they are working. So for that reason, somehow the military power of the USA, that is slowed down, as it is organized and it is controlled by the ministers or executives. So their institutional architecture somehow come under in the path in front of the American power of hegemony. Next one, domestic. Now what is related about the domestic? American society are now try to oppose its government. Now the peoples very much understand that the America somehow they are also dominated the citizens in previous manner. So for that reason, some of the American society, they are try to oppose, they are try to go against, they are try to protest their government policies and rules and regulations. Even their stems from the open nature. Now previously they are not in a very open in nature, they are not able to give any kind of criticisms, but now they are in open in nature, they get a right, so that they oppose that thing. For that reason, I hope you remember, during the time of the Iraqi invasion, the citizens of the America, they also protesting that America should not be do any kind of this kind of invention upon any other's work, and that is the reason why the Americans power somehow goes slow down. Next one is NATO. From this word is very used to you, very remember, I hope you all remember, this is very known to you, that NATO means here the all the allies, the all the things which is done by the NATO, means the powers, previously the NATO's are the members where they are signed that they will not be dominated, they will not be uh, giving any kind of problem with the members of the NATO. But right now, due to the hegemony, due to the US domination, the NATO's members also are wanted to moderate the exercise of the USA hegemony. They also protested, they also not wanted that the USA alone can dominate it over them. For that reason, they wanted to modify, they wanted to amend it,